Hey folks, this is Riker with a quick video on how to beat Ashava during the server slam in order to get the cosmetic reward, that mount trophy, before it's too late. I just finished my Twitch stream, so I'm going to try to get this video up as soon as possible because you only have until tomorrow midday. The last spawn is at noon Eastern on Sunday. Ashava spawns every 3 hours, and I see a lot of people have been struggling to get the fight done. Some people saying it's impossible. It is not impossible. Believe me, if I can do it. I am not a pro gamer. I am a scrub level casual. If I can do it, you can do it. I did 3 Ashava fights. 1 as a fresh 70, 2 as a moderately geared but not that well geared 70, and we beat Ashava all 3 times. And on the second times, the second and third time, I didn't even die once. So in this video, we're going to cover some tips that might help you out in getting this done. And tip number 1. World Tier 1. Play on World Tier 1. Don't play on World Tier 2. There's no benefit, no reason for making your life more challenging. World Tier 2 is very difficult. Some people are doing it, but it is very difficult. Bump down the difficulty. To get that cosmetic reward, you can do it on World Tier 1. In fact, once you're level 20, there's no reason to play on World Tier 2 at all anymore. Bring it down to World Tier 1. You don't get more drops, you don't get more legendary drops, you don't get more anything other than gold on World Tier 2 once you're level 20. So if you want to farm up gear in order to help empower yourself for the Ashava fight, do that on World Tier 1 as well. Now, tip number 2, that's a big struggle for a lot of people. If you enter the fight, or if you enter the zone before the fight and you see a lot of people under level 20, leave. Instantly leave. Portal back to town and come back and keep trying to re-instance until you get a group of 20s. If there's just one lower level person, kindly encourage them in chat to leave. Explain why they get no benefit from being there for the Ashava fight. Tell them to come back when they're 20. You can have 12 people max in an Ashava instance. Anyone who is not 20 is holding you back. Ideally, if you can go in with a 4-man squad, that's perfect. Discord.gg/Riker if you're looking for a group to play with. Join the Discord server, find people, party up, go in a party of 4, so at least that's 4 slots that you know are going to be level 20. Next tip, repair your gear before going to the Ashava fight. Some people, if they die too many times and then they need to go fix their gear in mid-fight, Ashava despawns randomly or they get desynced from the instance. Don't risk it. Repair before you go. And if you are in a position where you have to repair mid-fight, try to be in a party for that and ensure that your party mates are still in the fight. It's possible that if you all are in town at the same time, you'll de-instance, but if you have party mates in there, it's less likely that you'll de-instance. Next, on your gear, try to stack some poison resistance. Ashava's attacks can largely be dodged, but depending on the build you are, it could be difficult to avoid the poison pools on the ground. You got emeralds that give you poison resistance. You can get poison resistance natively on your gear. Upgrade your gems to higher level. Socket them into your gear. You can even get amethyst that'll reduce damage taken over time, which also helps with poison resist. Also, go over to the alchemist. Craft yourself some elixirs. Well, we only need 1, really. You already get one for free by doing some quests in the campaign, but you're going to want to craft yourself. Well, first off, make sure your potions are leveled up to the max. Then craft yourself an elixir of poison resistance. You can only have 1 elixir active at a certain time. If you don't have the materials in order to craft it, if you check this tab here, you can convert 1 material into another. So if you're missing Howler Moss, craft yourself some Howler Moss. An elixir of poison resistance gives you 15% poison resistance for 30 minutes. Pop that right before the fight. If possible, change up your build to be better at single target. Look at your skills and see what is stuff that is useful against groups of enemies, what is stuff that is useful against only 1 enemy. You might want to change up your build a bit. Then the last bit of advice here is going to really be just don't get hit. Learn Ashava's movements and patterns. Once you've got it down, you can go throughout most of the fight without ever getting hit or hardly taking any damage. That's how I went through it without dying. I kept repeating, hug her butt, hug her butt. The butt or her underbelly is the safest place to be. You don't want to be far away from her because there are a number of attacks that she does, and each of them is well telegraphed, and there are safe zones, and most of those safe zones are directly behind her tail. Now, obviously, the greater mobility character you are, the easier it is to do this. Rogue is the most highly mobile character, which is why it was a lot easier for me to always be avoiding most of her attacks. But just focus on the gameplay, look at what I'm doing in response to the different attacks that are happening. Ashava has a number of different attacks that are very predictable once you know what they all are. The first is her big arm swing attack. Once you see her winding up for it, get close to her. It does not hit you if you're near her. Again, that's why I say, stay near her butt. I'm going to keep repeating this 20,000 times for the rest of this video. After she does her first arm swing, she does a second. So be sure to keep hugging it next to her. She moves a bit when she is doing this, so just be mindful of where she's going to move. And again, stay next to her, stay behind her. Ashava then has a number of other attacks that are targeting things directly in front of her. She could bite you, she can let out a poison cloud. Hey, that doesn't matter because you're behind her butt, right? Stay by the butt. Keep your mobility skills, your dash, whatever you have available in your kit on cooldown. Don't hit it uselessly. Save it for when you need to reposition in response to what she's doing. It could be tempting to just spam these skills as part of your regular rotation. Save them for when you need to move. One of Ashava's maneuvers is this big jump across the screen. Note that I'm saving one of my attacks, which lets me basically blink half a screen away and stab Ashava. I save that for when she does that. I only ever use it when she does that so that it's always off cooldown and ready, so that I can gap close so that I'm not caught running my way over there and she's able to hit me before I get there. Then later on in the fight, Ashava unlocks her trickiest tactic for us butt huggers, and that's when she claws into the ground and swoops behind her. Stay directly behind and in the center of her. You will dodge the tracks. If you're off by a bit, you're gonna get hit. I got hit sometimes, but I had the toughness to survive a hit. Do your best. But again, if you are able to stay within the middle, and most of the time I was, and I am not a pro, you're not going to get hit. It is safe. So the worst thing that I was suffering through was, well, I'm a melee build, and there are poison pools on the floor that she's summoning, and I can't quite dodge those if I'm trying to stay in the safety zone near her butt and between her. That's why stack that poison resist so that you can tank through that poison damage that is somewhat unavoidable. It's the only thing that doesn't have a distinct pattern that you can learn to avoid. And anytime I did try to dodge the poison pool, well, that brought me into a danger zone of her other attacks, and that's most of the time that I end up screwing up. So yeah, technically if you got a bunch of physical resist, that helps you with Ashava's other attacks, but you shouldn't be getting hit by Ashava's other attacks. It's the poison that really is the most unavoidable. So the first time we killed Ashava with 3 minutes left, the second time we had 3.5 minutes left, the third time we had almost 9 minutes left. It's going to keep getting easier and easier because people are gearing up like crazy, farming up legendaries, they're coming in, people are coming to help others, so this should get easier the closer we get to the final Ashava. But hopefully these tips will help you, and a big part of it again is ensuring you're in a group of 20s and not under 20s. Discord.gg/Riker. This fight is feasible. If I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. But sound off in the comments with your top tips for the Ashava fight. Again, I was on a rogue. Maybe on different classes there are certain skills that are better suited for mobility or somehow for this fight. So share your tips and your secrets with others in the comments. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you like what you see on this channel and want to support the creation of more content, you can consider pledging on YouTube or Patreon and unlocking behind the scenes content, monthly virtual hangouts, and more. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, check out these other videos, and subscribe to join Riker's Raiders for more Diablo content. Final tick, come on, do it, do it! Final tick down. Right between the legs. Come on, can we beat our previous time? From the legs. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like we're on a no-death run. Now watch me jinx it. Now watch me nay-nay. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, okay, okay, good. Go. Ooh, I almost got hit by that. I moved at the last second. Here it comes. Right between the legs, you're good. No death Ashava run. Nice. 3.5 minutes. Okay, we did it about the same time as last time.
Thank you.
Awesome. GG. And we got a legendary too.
That was not bad.
Oh, hey. That's actually good. And ranks of Twisting Blade. Hey, look at that.